Well, thanks everyone for being here. It is obviously a pleasure to be as one of the speakers on today's session and the Belgrade conference. This is not going to be a regular presentation about the blockchain. I will try just to combine the blockchain as what we do with the agriculture, which we know it's kind of hard nowadays, but I will try my best to explain. Let me just move so you can see everything. As announced, my name is Vladimir. I'm the CTO of the company called Treesury. We also know it's a hard name to pronounce. It's not Treasury, it's Treesury, but everyone is getting used to it nowadays. And I will share our vision of how we are transforming the agriculture by powering by the blockchain. That was part of our team as well, which you will see later on one of the slides. So who we are, before I jump into the who Treesury is, I'll just introduce myself as well. I like to say that I am the blockchain pioneer enthusiast. I love the DevOps, I love the development, I love everything about the IT in general. I previously had some successful companies. I run the team in the US company for 11 plus years. And as said, I'm running all of the technology and in the Treasury company. I would say that I had a perfect punchline, but the room is not so full. I would like to say that as a developer, I always wanted to run away from the development, the deadlines, and the code, and just get into the agriculture or buy the house in the mountainside. But then I met a friend in Kafana, just like any other startup in Serbia starts, by Rakia, and he said, let's do something better. Let's combine the blockchain with the agriculture. I love the idea, and that's how the Treasury was pretty much established. The Treasury is the modern agri-fintech tokenization platform that uses the blockchain to provide the digital securities to unite the farmers with investors and the industrial buyers. Our goals are, I would say, pretty much simple. We would like to make the financing easier for the farmers, to improve the production by leveraging the digital tools and the operations through the regenerative agriculture and the agriculture techniques, as well as open up the markets. Let's go to the next. Why we use the blockchain, I'm sure you all know, but it has the clear, unchangeable asset ownership. You will see that we use the security as the security token. I will talk a little bit more about that as well to lower the fraud. We use the peer-to-peer transactions without the need of any middlemen. And then last but not least, we are leveraging the secondary market for the liquidity, which is again powered by the blockchain. We also know that today's internet is mostly powered by the Web 2, the standard, which is controlled by the central giants such as the Google, the Amazon, and such, which is actually controlling our financing, controlling and handling all of our transactions. We would like to avoid that by the use of the blockchain. As said, the data is yours, and you know how to operate with it. Let me just run through the few very important facts about the why we are doing such thing. In the industry actually is challenged by quite a few things. Nowadays we know that by the 2050, the planet itself, the population will need 70% more of the food in order to survive. Today that might not sound silly, but in a few years we will see the real challenge of the lack of the food. So that's one of the reasons why we are doing such. The next one is the climate change, and it's real. It happens now. It happens across the globe. And as you can see, it is the 71% of the farmers that struggle of the climate changes. The next one, every year, due to the urbanization and soil degradation, we lose 1.26% of our farmland, which is again a lot compared that we only have the limited farm in the planet. 61% of our farmers want to use the precise farming, but they do not have the money. They do not have the capability to get a hold of the technology. So we provide that as well. Again, there is, as said, 61%. Sorry about that. The next one. Again, I'll just quickly run through this one. I'm not going to take a lot of the attention here. 58% of the farmers cannot access the financing. And there is a huge gap, as you can see on the screen. There is 176 USD billion on a yearly base that is lost because of this fact. I'm not going to talk a lot about the investors and why it is important for them, but as you can see, the private investors, they only invest 3% of their money into the agriculture due to the high capital needs, poor transparency, and obviously the lack of liquidity, which is the most important thing about the agriculture that we are doing with the Treesury. The industry itself, the industrial buyers, they say that only 60%, actually 60% of the industrial buyers say that only 1 in 4 farmers are actually meeting their standards and requirements, which is a very low number. And last but not least, and my favorite one, is that only 50 years ago, a single orange would provide enough vitamin A for a daily usage. Nowadays, we need 8. So we see a huge nutrition value, rapid decline into the food quality. What is our solution? Let me just click through. So this is our logo. Again, Treesury. We unite farmers. Let me just click through so you can see. We unite investors, farmers with industrial buyers. How we do so? As an investor, you would put the investment into the Treesury. We would then do the fundraising for the farmers. We also provide, as I said, the excellence, the operational excellence, and the market access. We would collect the commodities from the farmers, sell them to the industrial buyers. We would collect the payment and then spread through the investors and the farmers, which again is just finishing the circle as we explained. A lot of the benefits for each of those items or farmers. Right now we have the farmers' benefits. Obviously, the easier funding, the operational excellence, and the secure sales of products we provide. We have actually right now have signed a very big contract for our proof of concept, which I will show you in a second. So this is what we provide to the farmers as the benefits. Again, I'm not going to talk about every single one. I'll just try and spare some time as well. I know the lunch is coming. This is for the investors. Let's assume you are one of them. You will see that there is no expertise required, so you can get into the agriculture without any previous experience or any need of understanding how the agriculture works. We do all of the work for you. There is a very low minimum entries onto the agriculture. Right now in our POC was only like 100 euros to get into the agriculture and buy a single token. There is an easy cash out and the liquidity provided by, again, the blockchain and the security, regulated security marketplaces, alternative security marketplaces. This is for the industrial buyers. As said previously in the facts, they struggle with the quality, with the requirements of their needs. So we provide a scalable and reliable supply, compliant and premium inputs, and again, powered by supply chain that we do as a Treesury. So how we do it? This is our platform. A little bit of sneak peek of our currently running the investor platform. It is built on the ERC 3643. It is regulated digital assets, digital tokens, regulated in actually right now in 180 plus jurisdictions, and with again the access of the security marketplace, you can easily get out of your investment and sell your tokens in the ATS or peer-to-peer. How the platform works, I would say it's simple. As an investor, you would invest your money, again, through the platform that I was showing you in a previous slide. Then you can track the progress. Everything is powered by the blockchain, so the traceability and everything is already there. You track the progress on our platform with all of the reporting from the agriculture, financing, blockchain, and everything else. Perfect. We plant, we nurture, we then harvest, and then at the end, you will see that we sell, which again closes the circle and provides you with a profit. We think it's very important that you can again track everything on the platform itself with a single click, everything from your chair or from your home. As I was saying earlier, we already run a proof of concept, our first STO security token offering, which was the Hazelnut. We just closed that a few months back in Serbia. Why Hazelnut, you might ask? We think it's really easy to explain. This is a region with the optional conditions. Again, there is a huge growing demand and a limited supply in the hazelnut globally, so we're trying to solve that. Stability, resilience, efficiency in the hazelnut, and then I already mentioned, but we have signed the long-term contracts with the industrial buyers, which provides the long-term need to the industrial buyers. Second to the first one, why hazelnut again? It provides the Why Treesury and Hazelnut? It provides the passive income. This is the passive investment. We have developed this platform that gives the simplicity, peace of mind, and then also tangible value in addition to profits. You will see that we also do have some insurance. Replanting is guaranteed, which means if for any reason let's assume your tree is not able to survive, we will replace, and that means that your investment is actually secured as well. We call this a prioritized investor return, which means only once you get your money back, we will start to split the share. And then last but not least, the stable sector performance. We know that the hazelnut, again, as I said, and agriculture in general is really in a huge demand. In our first STO, we were able to offer anywhere between 12 and 15% of the average annual yield, which you can find more on our website and learn more what this really means and how is it calculated. I can proudly say that, and I'm going to use a motto from one of my previous companies that I work with. This is our from vision to reality. As I said, our vision was to transform the agriculture. We have completed our first proof of concept, the hazelnut. We have issued 1.5 million in the tokens. We have built a very strong, we would say a very strong investor community with 2,200 investors, and we have actually onboarded 121 investors, which includes the regional investor, the institutional, and the individual investors throughout the three continents. Again, very thankful to the community. It was great. The photo you're looking at on the left-hand side is, I would say, a lot of the fun that I couldn't afford myself, but our team had by planting the seeds, by planting the hazelnut back in April. This is in Vojvodina, in Čelka, and we have planted 53 hectares of the hazelnut. Let me introduce you to the team. This is just the core team. Not everyone we have on the team, but the core team includes the Jovan Pujnović, our CEO, who this idea was myself before I got my twins. So again, a little bit fresher here, not as I'm looking at today. Our Vanessa is running the marketing. Then we have Dr. Oscar Marco, who is our innovation officer, chief of innovations, as the PhD in the data science. And last but not least, very important, Alexander Petrovic, who runs our agriculture. Quite a few partners have recognized our project. I'm not going to mention every single one of them. There are more, but I could only fit so much on the screen. Thanks to everyone on the partners. And that's how I'm going to close today's presentation. If you want to learn more and get connected, this is our initial STO. You can scan and again just get more information on how we run the first STO here in Serbia and across the globe. And if you have any questions, this is how you can ask whether myself or anyone on the team. Or we can get on the questions right now if anyone from the audience has any.
Okay, let's give a big applause.
Thank
you for the talk. And yeah, we can open the Q&A session. So if you have a question, please raise your hand. We have a question on that side.
So when I buy a token, what do I actually own?
You're buying the debt called token, so this is a digital security. You're just getting the yield from the token itself. You're owning the token essentially and nothing else.
And the yield from the token is dependent on all the yield that you get from your hazelnut plants.
That is correct. Yes, only once the tree have started to produce the products itself, which is essentially for the hazelnut, which is like after the 5th year or so, you will start getting the money from the products that we sell. But not only from the products itself, we're actually getting the carbon credit certification, which is also essentially again not included in this presentation, but on our website we explain how we are actually certifying our yields to get the carbon credits as well, which is bringing more to the yield to the investors. So you will be getting the money from the carbon credits that we will sell on the market and then as well on the produce, which is spread throughout all of the investors that we have.
Okay, and for how long does this last? When the hazelnut tree stops producing, does my token perish? Or?
Yeah, that's a great question. The lifespan of the hazelnut is 40 years. Let's say that for the current STO, you would get your money back anywhere between 9 and 10th year, depending on how much you've invested, because we were actually providing some bonuses for the larger investments. So anywhere between 9 and 10 years, you would get your money back, and then for the next 30 years, after the 10th year, you would still be collecting the money, 50% of the split that, as I said in the presentation. Only once you get your money back, we are actually splitting the profit 50-50 between the Treasury and all of the investors. So 40 years total, 35 years of the return of the investment, if we can put it like that.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thanks for the question.
Okay, and we have a question there.
Are you, as part of your project, looking to onboard more producers? And if so, are there certain types of agricultural products that are a better fit for your platform, specific regions you're targeting, or is this largely open-ended in terms of the different agricultural products you can and intend to support?
Love that. There are no limitations, I would say, when it comes to the agriculture. We are definitely trying to onboard more of the agricultures throughout the world. Right now, it's the hazelnut because we wanted to, again, prove the concept of this, and we had a very strong background in growing the hazelnut. Alexander actually had. But when it comes to the agriculture, essentially, as a Treasury, we are the tokenization platform, which means that today is just the hazelnut, but in a year or so, it might be the sugar beet, it might be the walnuts, or whatever it can come up with. I would also say that we're not really solely looking for the single farmers. We are looking for the larger companies that can actually afford this. And then obviously, we will have to do our due diligence to make sure that it goes according to our standards, so we can actually provide to the investors what we are proving with our concept, but not only the hazelnut, but every other agriculture that is out there. When it comes to the region, I think that was the second one. Again, no limitations. We can run this remotely, but we would like to be on spot just to make sure, again, during our due diligence, to make sure that the quality is there, that whatever we are proving to the investor is actually on the papers, but not just on the papers, as well as on the field. And then for the industrial buyers, it is very important that we provide the commodities of the quality that they need.
Okay, thank you. Just one follow-up question. So for the bigger producers, I know you talked about it some in the presentation, but what is the main benefit to the producers? Access to more investment, or what are some of the other things that would make someone interested in joining the platform from the producer side?
Yeah, I see where that's coming from. So it's not just the money, I would say. At the end of the day, it is obviously we all want. We would like to scale, so I guess that's what we would like to offer to the farmers. Not just to scale their business if they have the opportunity to scale, but also to not just earn more, but also increase the quality of their products as well. With the use of the smart agriculture and the precise agriculture, we're actually also increasing the quality of their products that they have. So let's say in the example of the hazelnut, because we had our experimental yields running throughout the past few years in Serbia, on a global level, let's put it like this: the hazelnut production is anywhere between, I would say, 2 and 3 tons per hectare. We were able to increase that to 4.5 on our experimental yields and farms right now. So this is one of the reasons why we would like to do this with the other agricultures as well. Not only scale, but also not only scale the money and the income, but also scale the quality and the quantity of the products that they can produce.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the questions.
Do we have any more questions? Okay, then let's give a big applause.